If you really enjoyed the Hoka Clifton 7, buy this shoe. In fact, here in a minute when I put other shoes to buy on the screen. Let's go, 1080 V11 full review. There it is on the shelf. Oh my goodness, that happened pretty quickly, everybody. Oh man, I think I started running in the shoe about 10 days ago. So very exciting, neutral road running shoe. Oh my goodness. Actually, before we dive in, let me know who has already purchased the V11. All right, I gotta say, I mean, it's early in 2021. What are we, February, mid-February? I'm probably the most excited about the V11 over any other shoe that I've tested thus far in early 2021. It's crazy. I was not a fan of the V10. I'm not sure what happened. Well, I do know what happened. I don't know how scientifically, but they changed up the midsole. Anyway, I'll save that for when we get to the midsole. I'm excited. Let's dive in. 8mm drop from heel to toe, 30 in the heel, 22 in the forefoot. So, you know, medium to high stack height for this guy. And we are looking at, well, here it is. Actually, let me just confirm real quickly here. I believe we're looking at about 8.5 ounces in my size. 1, 2, 3, 8.5 ounces on the nose, okay? So not the lightest daily trainer out there. And yes, I'm putting it in the daily trainer category, but I will give you a little insight as to how I will be using this shoe moving forward here in a minute. All right, so 7.5 out of 10 for the weight, not too shabby. And it did, that midsole, oh gosh, I'm gonna come back to that midsole. It just has some nice bounce to it. Okay, so we're looking at a HYPOKNIT engineered mesh. And I think I mentioned this in the first impression. I'll link to it upper right hand corner. It's this HYPOKNIT which is stretching. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another shoe. Oh, you know what it is? It's the Skechers Max Road 4. If anybody ran in the Skechers Max Road 4, had to go into the memory bank for that one. It feels like that type of upper, okay? So it's just really flexible and stretchy, all right? And I think it will mold to the top of your foot really, really well. So my score for the lockdown did not go up from, or maybe it did. I don't think it went up from the first impression. I think they're striving through that eyelet chain to lock you in better, but for me and my foot, it just wasn't locking down perfectly. That's why it did not get a 7 or 7.5 on the scoring scale. Now, what I do love about this shoe is the heel flare, okay? A lot of companies, in fact, well, let's just take the Carbon X2, okay? And the New Balance. I mean, so many, and the Brooks Launch GTS8. Like, what company is not doing a heel flare there at the back of the heel counter on what's called the heel tab? At the top of the heel counter, that's called the heel tab. So a lot of companies are realizing that maybe runners are enjoying a little bit of extra padding, brushing up against their Achilles tendon when you're out there running. And again, let me know in the comments, do you like heel flares on the back of your running shoes? Okay, so it is happening here on the 1080 V11, and overall I do like it. So there you go, there's my score for the upper midsole. Ride and energy return for that Fresh Foam X midsole. 8 out of 10. And this is where the shocker happens, everyone. 8.5 doesn't get me very excited for the weight, but then I started running in the shoe and the midsole has bounce. And I mean, ooh, you know how much I love the Beacon lineup, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be difficult for the Beacon lineup of 2021 to make me more excited than this 1080. All right, there's my little pitch to you for this shoe. Like, it just has some good bounce and energy return through your biomechanics. So there you go, 8, and then the overall score for the midsole, 8.5. Very excited about this midsole, and that's why I actually ended up doing a running shoe battle between the Hoka Mach 4, which I'll link to upper right hand corner, and the 1080 V11. All right, moving on to that outsole. So I'm going 8 out of 10. Blown rubber on the outsole, but it's not crazy hard to the touch. We shall see The durability prediction is not amazing for this shoe. And again, if you take this shoe past, let's say 350 or 400 miles, if you think of it, post a picture on the Facebook group so we could all see that. And I think actually people are already running in this shoe. A lot of people are buying it right now. So I bet others will be able to report soon with a picture on the Facebook group that as far as how the outsole is holding up. I would appreciate it. Moving on to that fit, true to size, nothing crazy. Oh yeah, I struggled after the first run to nail down the lockdown as far as lacing up, but I figured it out as I started running in the shoe more and more. So I ended up figuring it out with the runner's knot at the top of the eyelet chain, and I ended up having no slipping in the heel. Okay, I did have a little bit of slipping after my first impression run. Moving on to the comfort, very comfortable. It's not a plush upper by any means, but it's comfortable, okay? Very comfortable. And I think it is that HYPOKNIT engineered mesh plus the ridiculously, generously soft ride through the mids. In fact, if you do not like soft midsoles, don't buy this shoe. I'll tell you, don't buy this shoe. It's just it'll be too soft for you. If you really enjoyed the Hoka Clifton 7, buy this shoe. In fact, here in a minute when I put other shoes to buy on the screen, I'll probably put the Clifton 7 as an option for you to consider. Durability prediction, not very high, 300 to 400, and I think I'm in fact, I think I actually dropped it down from my first impression vlog. All right, 6 out of 10 there. And yes, tweener alert for how I will use this shoe, because it is, it's a little heavier, but it's responsive and it's feeling bouncy. I am gonna say tempo day and long run if you wanted to, definitely. Now, it might be almost too soft for long runs. I know, like for example, the TC from New Balance of 2020, the shoe is a 2020 shoe. It was almost too soft underfoot for 20 miles, where by the end of the 20-mile run, your legs just feel like they're working a little too hard. But I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay for a long run, daily trainer, easy day because it's so soft, and then tempo day as well because it's feeling peppy under step. All right, there you go. And who's it best for? Somebody with a high volume foot because of that flexible upper. I'm sticking with that. If your foot is just got a lot of girth to it, is that a word I can use? Girth? If it's just a lot of volume to your foot, this upper will stretch to match your foot composition. All right, there you go. Price point $149. I think it's okay. It's not perfect. I'd be much more, if it was $135, I'd be a lot more excited because it can do some different tasks out there. I think they can get away with $149, but it doesn't mean their score is going to go up by any means. So I'm sticking with 7 out of 10, kind of a standard score. Again, that score would jump up to an 8 if this was priced in the 130s. Okay, drop it down by $10, New Balance, and the score goes up. Other shoes to buy on your screen. I don't even know if I put it on. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go Asics Nova Blast, Gel Nimbus Light 2, Pegasus 37 to a certain extent. That one's a little bit of an outlier, I will say, because I don't think it's quite as soft to the durometer score. But I'll keep it on there, Pegasus 37, but then also the Clifton 7, just because, again, it is, I'd say out of all of them, it's feeling most like, it's probably feeling most like the Clifton 7, and then second, the Nova Blast. All right, there you go. Just because, the Nova Blast was so kind of bouncy under step. Shoe quick specs for you one more time. Soak it up on your screen. My full review score did go up. It went up. I think it was a 7.1, and it went up to 7.4 for the 50-mile full review. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. There you go. Very exciting. Onward and upward. Okay, moving on to that question of the day. What is your favorite running tradition? Okay, I've never asked this before. What is your favorite running tradition? It could be around racing, it could be around training, it could be around watching running events like on TV. For example, I have dreams of having like a pub in my basement and big screen TVs and have like 30 friends come over and watch like the Boston Marathon. You know what I mean? Like just like really geeking out on marathon racing. That's like a dream of mine. Anyway, someday, well, so that would be like my running tradition that I'd like to do at some point down the road. Thanks for being here, DGR Strong. Oh, let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, we will toss it to the New Balance running shoe playlist. New Balance running shoe playlist. Right there, right there, right there. All right, see beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.